Well, I heard an interviewer, a guy who was asked a question on the radio. He said, yeah, no. And then he went on, and I thought, he just negated himself. Then the funniest one I heard is this scholar gets on NPR radio, answers all these questions extremely scholarly, right? The interview ends, the interview lady says, oh, thank you so much for being on the show. And the guy says, okie dokie. And that's how he ended. He just negated his whole intelligent interview. Okie dokie. Toodaloo would be a good one. Yeah, it's a good way to end an intellectual interview. Matter of fact, every sermon from now on, I'm going to end up toodaloo.
Well, you know, marriage is very apocalyptic. I don't know if you knew that. When you first get married, it's the rapture. After the honeymoon, you enter the Great Tribulation. And at the end of the tribulation is a great wrath.
Wrath.
Then you die.
Wow. Uh-oh.
Okay, let's go ahead and get started. We need some people on this side of the room or the fire hall begins to tilt out of balance. And we have to distribute the thin people with the a little more portly people evenly too. So you know who you are in either category. So, great. We just started church and he's doing insults already. Insulting for Jesus. Where did you come from? Hey, Jesus was a good insulter. You know, white in sepulchres, white on the outside, filled with dead men's bones. Jesus was like the stand-up comedian of his generation. Really awesome. Really awesome. I always play Truth or Consequences. You're in the bathroom, you accidentally drop your wife's toothbrush on the toilet and onto the floor. Do you tell her or not? Do you just rinse it off and put it back and never tell her? She'll never know the difference, right? I'm not asking for myself, I'm asking for a friend.
Right.
We are on call 24/7 to those who are actively dying in the county of Lancaster. And we take some of us play harp, some of us play auto harp, some of us play cue chords, some play guitars, and we are there. We are there to help relax, you know, to offer peace, to offer love through music. Yeah.
Well, can I put my request in early?
Sure.
I'd like you to play as I'm slipping into the next world. I want you to play Rock and Roll Is Here to Stay. I Love It Till the End. Can you do that?
I'll do that for you. I'll do it, but you know what? I'll retool it.
Okay.
What I'll do. Because I don't want you like sitting up in bed, dancing.
How about twisting the night away? Come on, we can have some good oldies going there.
Oh yeah. Because you don't want to give them rhythm and stimulation at that point. You know
that's
what
I
saying?
was going to ask. I noticed that you play it very slowly and deliberately.
John, for those who are dying, the rule of thumb is the less rhythm, the better. You want to have your music be almost along the lines of being arrhythmic, and the reason for that is they are trying to pull away from the rhythm of life. Yeah. And they're trying to pull away. So the whole idea is to take and to give them music, music. Some of it can be music that they're familiar with. Some of it can be music they're not familiar with. Something that's just very calming, peaceful kind of thing.
No rhythm, nothing upbeat.
Yeah, right, right.
I would guess that you don't want toe-tapping music, more like toe-tagging music.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, that was a really bad joke, but I had to do
it. That's a bad one.
I really had to do that one. It just kept going on in my brain. About a year ago, my grandson Charlie was 9 years old. He came over, and I was going to have to watch him for several hours. Now, whenever I get those assignments, I panic and break out in a sweat, because Charlie is like non-stop boy. Right? So he came in the house, and he was kind of, in a funky, bad mood. And I just went with my first thought. I said, Charlie, how would you like to blow something up? You should have seen his eyes got so big and wide in excitement. This was like his greatest dream come true. So he starts looking through the kitchen cabinets, under the cabinets, in the bathroom, in the closet looking for some kind of incendiary, okay? And we couldn't come up with anything safe that wouldn't land us in jail. But I did find some mustard packets, okay?
Oh.
So we went out back. I have a little porch outside my apartment, as you probably remember. And I said, here's the deal, Charlie. I'm going to have you blow up and explode these mustard packets. So I laid one on the concrete. He'd take a big jump, try to break it. And it wasn't so easy because he had sneakers. You know, he didn't have hard shoes. So finally he got a couple of them to break, and mustard squirted all over the place. We did about 5 or 6. His violent bent was satiated. And then we could go in and enjoy a quiet time of babysitting together. So
wow.
The moral of the story, you parents that have 9-year-old boys, find something that they can explode safely. Get it out of their system. Then they'll go back in the house and they'll play with their Hot Wheels cars, and you'll have a good time with your children. So. Well, did you know I took karate when I was a teen?
Really?
Yeah, I took a Korean style called Urishi Ryu,
wow.
where you were taught how to use the open hand strike so that you pierce people, and I learned how to pluck somebody's eyes out.
Ooh, wow.
And I got to tell you, that was when I was 16. I'm 60 now. I've never had occasion to pluck anybody's eyes out.
Wow.
I'm kind of glad. I mean, I know the move, but what do you do after you pluck somebody's eyes out? I mean, do you apologize and say, see you later? You know, okay, that was a real joke right there. Okay.
Well, they had to knock off those kind of thematic Barbies when they came out with Hemorrhoid Barbie. It was just it was too much.
It was
too
so
much.
much.
Too much. They had Foot Fungus Ken.
Whatever.
Thematic Barbies.
That's terrible.
My dad wants to leave the room.
You're like
Well, they-
mentally unstable Barbie, and she comes with a straitjacket. Look, it's just her size.
They had
Well,
draft.
that better be.
They had draft dodging Ken in the 70s, but you could only buy him in Canada.
You know, I just heard the Lord say, John, you're so full of it.
Uh-oh.
Whenever I do a teaching, every so often I'll quote a Greek word, because, you know, I've been to Bible college. And I remember I was doing a class once, and I'm saying, well, here's this Greek word, and here's what it means. It comes from this word and that word. And I heard God say, John, get over yourself. He was not impressed that I knew a few Greek words.
On that same topic, I've been wondering about these eulogies that we hear. I hear in the news about somebody that died. You notice they always walked on water, you know. And,
Right.
and I'm sorry as can be that they passed away, but I mean, seriously? That's why I want to have my funeral before I die. Just say that he was just all right. Other than this, he brightened the room with a smile, and he was a dedicated, hard-working, you know. Truth be told, how often did people think that when the people were still alive?
Yeah, I think you've hit a really important point. And I think probably as comedians, we ought to write an honest obituary for ourselves or eulogy for ourselves.
He was a death row inmate. He was an honored death row inmate, you know. He was...
There you go, yeah.
He was a pain in the butt. He was really annoying. He was a thief.
He had halitosis
He's
and
gone on.
stole from his mother. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, let's do the honest list first. You can end it with, he was a sinner saved by grace. Tell him all the bad things that I did. He always had boogers hanging from his hair. He never brushed his teeth. You know, he had ear hair. I don't know. He had a case of dandruff, lint on his clothes. Yeah, list all of his failures. You know, he couldn't keep a job. You know, I think we ought to do the list, the honest list of the honest obituary, the honest eulogy.
You might want to back off. I'm going to blow my nose. I found out that there's a lot of booger ricochets when I do this.
Oh my.
That's true. Don't stand next to somebody that's blowing their nose, even if they have a handkerchief. There's booger ricochets. So I wake up this morning, I said, God, I feel like writing some jokes. Would you speak to me a joke? The first joke that comes to my head spontaneously is that I was born in 1955, 60s. We were so poor that we couldn't afford hair gel, to slick back your ears. So we had to use snot. That was the first joke that came to my mind after praying God for a joke. So apparently, God does tell booger jokes. If you knew you could listen to one more song before you went, before you bit the big one, before you went to the Dirt Nap Hotel, I mean, what would be the last song you want to listen to? I mean, if you get ready to punch the big jukebox from heaven, what would you have? What is the theme hit your whole life summed up in one song? I would do The Impossible Dream, because that's what my life is. To dream the impossible dream. Don Quixote fighting windmills thinking they're dragons. A hallucinogenic night of the round table. That's me.
She told her aunt she was babysitting her, and she took her to the bathroom and got the toilet paper for her. And she just, grabbed some and kind of wadded it up and gave it to her. And Gavi told her, Mama said just one square. Because that's what I tell her, so she don't waste it.
Are you one of those toilet paper Nazis? I've heard about you guys.
I have to pay for it.
I've heard about you guys. I thought it was a myth. They actually exist.
If you let her, she will unravel the whole roll into one bowl.
Of course. Wouldn't you do the same thing at her age? That's part of the exploration of life. The next time I see you, I'm going to abundantly share you a roll of toilet paper. But you, with your parents' permission, I'm going to gift wrap it. You can do whatever you want with that roll of toilet paper. Get it out of your system.
I'm not going to get it out of my system.
You're not going to get it out of your system?
No, I'm not.
We need honest Christian music. So I'm thinking if we can combine a country, western, bad news music with Christian worship music, I think we'd have something good. I was a coal miner's pastor's daughter, something like that. You can combine country, western, and the trauma of it with worship music, Shout to the Lord, I ran out of gas on the highway. Something like that, The good and the bad. Let's get real. You can even do it for Christmas songs. So come all ye bill collectors.